Okay, so for this question, we're asked to find the composite of those two functions and the interval, or sorry, the domain in interval notation of the composite. So g of f of x, that means f of x is going to go into g of x. Remember, this means the same thing as g of f of x. So f of x is being substituted in for all the x's in g, which means right there. So this would equal 3 times f of x plus 3. And if I clean that up slightly, remember this is 3 over 1, so I could write this as 3 over x plus 3, just to get rid of those parentheses. So that is the composite function. And now to find the domain of this, so far we have two things that mess up domains. Remember when we have a square root and we have some math underneath the root, we have to do the math is greater than or equal to 0. And when we have math in a denominator, we have to say that math can't come out to equal 0, because if it does, then we have division by 0, and that's undefined. So the one value that x can't be is 0, because if I set the denominator equal to 0, it literally just says x equals 0. If this had been something a little more interesting, say x minus 7, then I would set x minus 7 equal to 0, bring the 7 over, and I would have x couldn't be 7. But so this is kind of the most basic one, which is actually sort of harder to see. So x cannot be 0 is where we are right now. And then to write that in interval notation is sort of the longest way ever. We're going to say x can be everything but 0, so we're going to go from negative infinity up to but not include the 0. That's why we're using that parenthesis, not a bracket. A bracket would mean the 0 is included. Parenthesis means it's not. And then we union that with everything from 0, again, not including the 0, up to infinity. So essentially what we're trying to write, if this was a number line and that's 0, is having an open dot there, and then the whole rest of the number line is colored in. So we're saying everything up to 0 excluded, pick up on just the other side, and then everything greater than 0 as well. So that's what that 0 is doing there, and that's the outcome. It's not 0.